It's done. The cycle that once drained you, broke you, tested you, stretched you, and pushed you to your limits, has officially ended. As of December 8, you have crossed a threshold in the spirit that you can never return from. What once tormented you cannot touch you anymore. What once delayed you cannot block you anymore. What once repeated in painful cycles will never repeat again. Some of you have felt something shifting, deeply, silently, almost mysteriously. You've been sensing that something was being closed, removed, or lifted. Even if you couldn't explain it, your spirit knew. Something is different this time. And you're right, because today is the day heaven stamps your journey with one sentence: you will never have to go through that again. So breathe. Stand tall. Open your heart. Because this message is your confirmation, your release, and your divine announcement. This is the moment your spirit has earned. This is the moment your suffering ends. This is the beginning of the life that was always meant for you. Your hardest cycle has officially ended, and you are stepping into a season where that pain will not return. For so long you have moved through experiences that drained your strength, challenged your faith, and pushed you into emotional and spiritual corners you never expected to find yourself in. You carried weights no one saw, fought battles nobody understood, and survived moments that could have easily broken someone with less resilience. Yet something inside you kept pushing, kept believing, kept holding on even when it made no sense. That inner voice, that quiet spiritual nudge, that flicker of hope refused to die. And now you're finally seeing why it had to stay alive. You have crossed a threshold, one that your spirit spent years preparing for, and this shift is not temporary, not symbolic, not imagined. It is real, and it is final. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey, when the pattern breaks, when the cycle snaps, when the suffering that kept looping finally exhausts its purpose. You have reached that moment. You endured long enough for the lesson to turn into wisdom, long enough for the burden to turn into strength, long enough for the darkness to turn into clarity. What you went through was not random. It was shaping you, stripping away what was weak, sharpening what was dull, and forming the version of you that could carry the blessings meant for your future. You may not have realized it while you were struggling, but every night you cried, every setback you endured, every disappointment you survived was part of a spiritual process that has now reached completion. You are standing in a different energy, aligned with a different timeline, and protected by a level of spiritual authority you didn't have before. This new season means the doors that once slammed in your face will start opening with ease. The confusion that once clouded your mind will be replaced with clarity that guides your every step. The people who once manipulated your kindness will no longer have access to your heart. The emotional triggers that once haunted you will no longer control your reactions. You will feel lighter without trying, stronger without forcing, and more aligned without effort. This is what happens when a cycle ends at the spiritual level. The shift doesn't come from external changes first, it comes from the internal victory your soul has finally achieved. And because that victory is complete, the situations that once repeated will no longer repeat. The season that once drained you will no longer return. The pain that once followed you has lost its assignment. Your spirit has graduated. You are no longer the same version of yourself who entered that storm. You have grown in ways you didn't even realize. You have become someone your past challenges can no longer recognize. What once intimidated you now feels small. What once controlled you now feels powerless. What once drained you now feels irrelevant. You have stepped into a level of strength and awareness that makes old pain incompatible with your new identity. You have been elevated, spiritually upgraded, and repositioned for something greater. You are entering a chapter where peace becomes your default, clarity becomes your normal, and blessings begin to flow without resistance. This is the season where emotional cycles close, toxic attachments dissolve, fear loses its grip, and the pressure that once suffocated you lifts completely. This is the season where your heart finally breathes, Your spirit finally rests, and your path finally aligns with who you were always meant to be. You are stepping into this new reality not by luck, not by chance, but because you earned it in the unseen battles no one witnessed. You are moving forward without the weight of what once held you back, without the shadows that once followed you, without the painful loops that once drained your hope. The hardest chapter is behind you, and you are spiritually protected from ever returning to it. What was taken from you is being restored, multiplied, and returned in a form that elevates your entire path. There were seasons where you poured out more than you received, where you gave love without getting loyalty back, where you invested time, energy, and faith into people and situations that could not see your worth. You watched opportunities slip through your fingers, relationships collapse without warning, and blessings you thought were yours suddenly disappear. At the time, it felt like loss. It felt unfair. It felt like life kept taking and taking without giving anything in return. But what you didn't realize then is that none of it was truly lost. It was being held, protected, and prepared for a moment when you would be strong enough, wise enough, and spiritually aligned enough to receive it in its complete form. That moment is now. There is a divine law at work in your life, one that ensures the seeds you planted in pain will bloom in abundance. This restoration is not a simple replacement of what was taken, it is a transformation. Everything you gave, every act of love, every ounce of effort, every piece of your heart, is coming back, but in multiplied form. Life does not return things the same way they left. It upgrades them. The relationships that left room for heartbreak will be replaced by connections built on honesty and mutual respect. The opportunities that slipped away will return as doors that fit your purpose more perfectly than you ever imagined. The confidence you lost during your hardest moments will come back stronger, steadier, unshakable. What was taken was not taken from you, it was taken down for you, to be refined before being returned. You have grown too much to receive the old version of what you once wanted. You are stepping into blessings designed for the stronger, wiser, more aligned version of yourself. This is why what is returning will elevate your entire path. You are being restored at a level that matches the depth of your struggle. People who underestimated you will witness the glow of your comeback. Opportunities that once ignored you will now seek you out. Paths that were once blocked will open so widely that you will walk through them with ease. Life is not just giving back what you lost. It is giving you what you deserved all along, but were not in the right season to receive. Your heart is also being restored. The wounds from betrayal, rejection, abandonment, and disappointment are being healed in ways you may not notice all at once, but you will feel the difference in how you move, speak, and make decisions. The heaviness you carried for years is lifting. The doubts that once whispered in your mind are weakening. The fear that once dictated your choices is losing its authority. You are stepping into a version of yourself who not only receives blessings, but knows how to protect them, nurture them, and grow them. This restoration will reach every area of your life. Your finances, your relationships, your self-worth, your spiritual clarity, your purpose, your peace. You are entering a season where the balance shifts in your favor, where everything taken from you becomes the foundation of everything being given to you. You will begin noticing subtle signs, first things falling into place effortlessly, people showing up with genuine intention, unexpected breakthroughs arriving at the perfect time. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations that the spiritual restoration process has already begun. The universe is aligning everything you once missed, everything you once cried over, everything you once longed for, and bringing it back in a way that matches your newly elevated spirit. You are being restored not to who you were, but to who you were destined to become. This multiplied return is not a reward for perfection, but recognition of your endurance, your integrity, your strength, and your refusal to give up even when life tried to break you. You are entering a chapter where what was taken is not only returned, but transformed into something far greater than you ever imagined. You are no longer fighting alone. Divine alignment is now working in your favor faster than you can see. For so long you've carried battles on your back that were never meant to be fought alone. You pushed through seasons where support was nowhere to be found, where the people you expected to stand with you disappeared, where your strength was tested beyond what felt humanly possible. You kept moving forward, even when every step felt like sinking sand. But what you didn't realize during those lonely fights is that the silence around you was not abandonment. It was preparation. You were being positioned, strengthened, and made spiritually sensitive so that, when alignment finally arrived, you would understand the difference between isolation and elevation. This new chapter of your journey is not about surviving by your own power, but about moving with a support system you cannot always see but can always feel. Divine alignment means forces greater than you are now shaping your path. It means doors will open without you pushing. Opportunities will find you without you chasing, and solutions will appear without you breaking yourself trying to create them. This is the season where invisible help steps in front of you, behind you, and beside you. You are being guided, protected, and uplifted by a presence that knows the shortcuts, the safest routes, and the right timing better than you ever could. You may start noticing how things begin to connect effortlessly. People show up with the exact words you needed to hear. Opportunities appear at the exact moment you were about to give up. Delays happen, only for you to realize they saved you from something that wasn't aligned. Rejection happens, only for you to realize it redirected you towards something far better. These are not accidents. These are signs that you are no longer operating on human timing but spiritual timing. You are being carried instead of dragged, guided instead of confused, aligned instead of lost. Divine alignment also means that what once blocked you no longer has the power to interfere. Energies that tried to drain you are being removed. People who were never meant to stay are being distanced. Situations that once created chaos now lose their influence. The spiritual path around you is being cleared, smoothed, and protected. You are stepping into a flow where everything, even challenges, starts working as for you, instead of against you. There is a spiritual momentum building behind your life now, one that cannot be stopped by doubt, fear, or the opinions of others. You have reached a point where the universe is matching your effort with its own. Your prayers are meeting the right timing. Your intentions are connecting with the right opportunities. Your growth is aligning with the right people. Every step you take is being supported by something greater, and every decision you make is being guided by intuition that grows stronger each day. You will start feeling nudges, noticing signs, sensing direction in ways you might not have before. This is divine alignment speaking to you, steering you, strengthening you. You are not meant to walk this chapter alone anymore. Divine help is surrounding you, not as a distant idea, but as an active force. You may feel sudden peace in moments that used to break you. You may feel clarity about situations that once confused you. You may feel confident about choices that once terrified you. This is the presence of alignment at work. You are stepping into a life where everything that is meant for you moves toward you with purpose, and everything that is not meant for you is gently but firmly removed. Your steps are being ordered, your path is being lit, and your spirit is being supported in ways that you will soon see unfold right in front of you. You are no longer fighting the battle with your own strength. The very forces of divine alignment are guiding every move you make, ensuring that what comes next is more stable, more peaceful, and more powerful than anything you've known before. A new identity, new strength, and new opportunities are unfolding because you survived what was meant to stop you. There were moments in your life when the weight of what you were carrying felt impossible. Moments when the pressure around you seemed designed to break your spirit. You faced circumstances that pushed you beyond your limit. Situations that tested every part of your heart, and challenges that forced you to confront pieces of yourself you didn't even know were there. Yet here you are, standing, breathing, growing. The very moments that tried to define your ending actually shaped your new beginning. You are not who you were before the storm. You are stronger in ways you can feel, and in ways you haven't fully realized yet. When life tries to crush someone chosen for a higher path, it is never just an attack, it is transformation in disguise. Everything you went through has carved out a new depth within you, a new wisdom, a new level of spiritual maturity. The identity you carried before could not hold the blessings and responsibilities meant for your future. So life had to strip away the layers that kept you small, hidden, or uncertain. The pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You were being reshaped, redefined, and rebuilt into someone who could stand on higher ground, without crumbling under the weight of your purpose. And now that the process is complete, a new version of you is rising, clearer, stronger, wiser, and more powerful. The strength you carry now is not the same strength you had before. This strength was earned in silence, built in struggle, and refined in moments no one witnessed. It comes from surviving things that were meant to take you out, from getting up after you thought you couldn't, from continuing to push even when everything around you told you to give up. This kind of strength cannot be taught. It is forged through lived experience. You now carry a resilience that makes you unshakable, a discernment that makes you unmanipulable, and a confidence that makes you unstoppable. You no longer break the way you used to. You no longer fear the things that once intimidated you. You are evolving into someone your past challenges can no longer touch. Because you survived what was meant to stop you, life is now opening pathways that were previously blocked. Opportunities that were once out of reach are beginning to align effortlessly. People who truly resonate with your new identity are being drawn toward you. Environments that stunted your growth are falling away, making space for places where you can expand, thrive, and be valued. You will begin stepping into rooms you once felt unprepared for, only to discover that you were being prepared all along. Doors will open not because of luck, but because you have become someone who can carry what lies behind them. Your new identity is attracting new opportunities that are in harmony with your elevated spirit. You may find that ideas are flowing more naturally, clarity is coming more quickly, and inspiration is showing up in unexpected ways. This is because nothing is blocking you anymore. The doubts that once held you back have loosened their grip. The fears that once kept you small have lost their authority. The old cycles that once drained your energy have ended completely. You are stepping into a season where your inner transformation begins to shape your outer reality. This unfolding is not sudden. It is the result of every moment you refused to quit. Every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered, every act of courage you made, even when no one saw it, has contributed to the person you are becoming. You are stepping into a life that reflects your healing, not your wounds. A life that reflects your strength, not your struggle. A life that reflects your purpose, not your past. The identity you carry now, the strength you walk with, and the opportunities that are emerging are the direct result of your survival, your endurance, and your growth.